Okay, so here we are in my Gemini Advanced home screen. And yes, it's in Chinese. Oh, wait, let me see if I can. Okay, no, it's bright enough. It's as bright as it's going to go. So it's in Chinese. And no, I am not absent of the ability to change the language in my browser. Everything else in Google is in English. Like, everything else is in English. Everything else is in English, okay? All right, so let me just show you what my experience was the other day, and we'll go from there. All right, so the first time I logged in, I just had some general questions, and it was all English, no problem. This was probably the night, I think it was lunch day, whatever day that was. Was that the 14th? So I logged in, and I just wanted some general information about advanced use cases, and it gave me that. I didn't have time that night to start testing anything, so I didn't. Oh yeah, so my question was, tell me everything I can do with you. I am not a novelty user. How can I use this platform to change other people's lives? Also, is there an affiliate program for Gemini Advanced? Okay. And then it gave me what I needed, and I was going to come back later. When I came back later, I logged on, and my home screen was all in Chinese. And so this was, hold on. So this is what I logged on to find. And my first thing was to go into my settings in my browser and try to fix it. But obviously that wasn't the fix because, again, the rest of the browser was in English. And so I started this conversation on the 16th. Here it is. Okay. Please make my home screen English. Now, I asked this question because I wasn't sure if it can actually just go ahead and change it. Why wasn't I sure? Because I know that it can, it can work with emails in Gmail. It can do some work with documents. So I wanted to find out, are you able to just self-adjust your own settings? If so, do that for me. That's what I just wanted it to do that. But it told me, no, I cannot do that. And then it gave me a few steps to troubleshoot. I'm an iPhone and Mac user. So, this is what it told me to do. But it wasn't helpful because my Google Gemini landing page is all Chinese. How do I correct this? I'm an English speaker. And then I uploaded an image proactively so they would have that to reference. Again, I wasn't sure the full expanse of its capacity, so I just wanted to find out. And it says, based on the screenshot you sent, it looks like you're on the Gemini home screen. Here's how to change the language to English. So it gave me some instructions that I could not follow. I can't read any of the prompts on the screen because they are in Chinese. So how can I do these steps if I can't read anything? Can you make a diagram showing me? Is that possible? What are my options? So it tells me, yes, absolutely. I understand how difficult it can be to navigate a website in a language you don't understand. Here's what we can do. And it gave me some steps. Now, I have already shared a screenshot. So it's telling me share a screenshot. Now, right here is where I had to pause. And I was like, okay, this is different. Now, if you're a ChatGPT user, you know that in ChatGPT, it's really the norm to expect that if you change threads, it has no idea who you are, and you have to retrain it on this is who I am, these are my preferences, this is how I talk. Unless you have the beta customization option, and if you have personalization options in your ChatGPT Plus account. Now, if not, it's normal. But this experience that I'm having right now with Gemini Advanced, I'm in one thread. So it should remember what we've done within the last moment, right? And it's telling me to do what I've already done. So, fine. So I share the screenshot again. By now, how many times have I shared it? This is my second time sharing. Okay. And says, sure, I can see the screenshot of the Gemini landing page you sent. Here are the steps on how to change. So it gives me some steps and tells me it hopes it helps. And I say, no, it does not help. Because the globe icon that it's telling me that I should be able to see is not there. And I'll show you. So it told me to hit the drop down menu here and that I should expect to see a globe icon. Well, there isn't one. Okay. All right. So I say that. And it says, to mix its apologies. And then it gives me some additional ideas, and it's excited, at least as evidenced by the exclamation point. It says, please send me the screenshot of the Gemini landing page once again. I will mark the following areas on the image. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, wow, that's different. It's going to manipulate an image that I provided. So I'm thinking super advanced capacity. But I'm not too happy that it's asking for the same image that I've already provided. So, I mean, I'm not upset. I'm just saying, like, it's offering something that seems highly advanced, but it's not intuitive enough to take the screenshots that I've already provided. So it didn't seem too promising. And so I just kind of asked if it's available for iOS yet. It tells me, unfortunately, it seems like there may be some confusion. Gemini, as I understand it, is primarily a browser-based platform used through a web interface. Here's why I think iOS app may not be directly. Okay, anyway, moving past that, I was just checking to see if it was released for the iOS app yet. Anyway, so I said, I'm on a computer in Chrome, screenshot attached. So now we're at the third time that I've uploaded this image in the same thread, and it says, I understand that you sent a screenshot, but unfortunately I cannot process images directly. Well, that's interesting because up here it made a request for the image and said that it would mark them. So it does more than hallucinate. It makes empty promises. And I'm not mad at this system, obviously. I'm just saying it's not intuitive. And if I want to use a chatbot, I don't want the heavy lifting of trying to just, get it to act right. Like, no thanks. So I said, why did you ask for a photo if you cannot process images? And it tells me you're absolutely right. I apologize for the inconsistency. Here's why I initially asked for a photo. And then it tells me all that it tells me. And then I said, okay, thank you. How can you help me? Because I know that this system is hallucinating, so I'd rather just ask, what is your capacity? And then it tells me. And it just gives me normal troubleshooting steps that any person would take to adjust the language in their browser. Well, obviously, these steps are not going to work. I'm in my browser. My browser is in English. I'm not confused about that. I'm not going to have to worry about whether or not it speaks English on any other platform in Chrome except this one. So that's been my experience of Gemini so far. I really think that the issue is that we have companies that are really probably in some cases, attempting to scoop each other, attempting to, rush to the microphone first with their releases. And maybe they're just not ready to be out of the box and user ready. And that might be what we're seeing with Gemini Advanced. It might have just been too soon because this is not user ready. And when this happens, and I say this just from my own marketing experience for years, when people race to release, it's more embarrassing than not. And this is certainly this interface and this platform have been an embarrassment over the last 24, 48 hours. So hopefully they'll get it right. I'm sure they will. It's a very smart team over there. And I'm sure it will get better over time. Okay, so this is what my experience has been so far. I will be back with another demo very, very soon.